Jungkook sat in a beautiful restaurant, the lights warm and soft around you. Tonight was special, it was your 1 month wedding anniversary. The table was decorated with candles, flowers, and soft music played in the background. Jungkook couldn't take his eyes off you, not even for a second. You know, I am the luckiest man in this entire world to have a wife like you. I love you, Ryan. You felt hate rise in your cheeks. Your heart melting at his sincere tone. Jungkook reached into his pocket, took out a small velvet box, and gently placed it on your hand. You opened it slowly, and your breath hitched. Inside was a stunning diamond bracelet that sparkled under the lights like tiny stars. It's so beautiful, thank you. Jungkook intertwined his fingers with yours, holding your hand tightly like he never wanted to let go. Ryan, I love you more than anything in this world. Please, never leave me alone. You smiled softly and squeezed his hand. Don't worry, I'm always here with you. A memory made you giggle. I still remember the day we met in the shopping mall. The way your eyes fixed on me like you were scared to blink, like if you blinked once, your dream would disappear. Jungkook laughed, shaking his head as if remembering that exact moment. And that love and obsession made you my wife. Just then, Jungkook's phone vibrated on the table. He glanced at the screen, and instantly his expression changed. His jaw tightened, his eyes darkened. You noticed it immediately. Is everything okay? Who's calling? Jungkook quickly forced a smile, the kind that didn't reach his eyes. Nothing important. He pressed the silent button and flipped his phone upside down, pretending everything was normal. After dinner, you both returned to the hotel room. You headed to the bathroom to change into something comfortable. The moment the door closed, Jungkook grabbed his phone and stepped out the balcony. His face cold now, not like before. He dialed a number the moment the call connected. His voice dropped into a dangerous tone. I told you I'm with my wife on our honeymoon, and I repeated it many times. Don't call me. Someone said something on the other side. Jungkook's brows knitted, worry rising sharply. Solve this problem. I'm not there. Then he froze. What? What are you doing in Paris? His grip tightened around the phone. He rubbed his temple in frustration. Okay, but be careful. He ended the call with a heavy sigh. When he turned around, you were entering the room. Drying your hair with a towel, you immediately caught the tension in his posture. What happened? You looked tense. Jungkook inhaled deeply and forced his voice to remain calm. Just a business call. My client wants to meet, but I told him I'm not in Korea. Oh, don't worry, everything will be okay. Jungkook walked to you, cupped your face gently, and placed a soft kiss on your forehead, trying to calm himself. Not you, because Jungkook wasn't a businessman. He was the most feared mafia boss in Korea. The man no one dared to look in the eyes. The man whose single command could make even the bravest man tremble. A predator in the shadows, a devil in human skin, but the only thing that scared him was losing you. You didn't know his truth. You hated dangerous men, cruel men, mafia men, and Jungkook had buried that part of his life so deeply that not even his shadow showed it near you, and the thought of you discovering his secret terrified him more than death. He loved you to the point of obsession, and when he didn't see you for even a few minutes, panic crawled inside him. After 1 month in Paris, your honeymoon finally came to an end. You and Jungkook returned to Korea, back to normal life, back to routine. The next morning, Jungkook woke up early before leaving the bed. He turned his head and looked at you. You were sleeping peacefully. Your hair messy on the pillow, a small smile appeared on his face. He quietly got ready and left for work. He arrived at his warehouse, the place where his real world lived. His men were already standing there, waiting for him. The moment Jungkook stepped out of the car, his right-hand man, Song-jae, rushed to him and bowed. Song-jae walked beside him, matching Jungkook's cold and powerful footsteps. Tell me, did you find the man who attacked my man? Yes, boss, we found him. Haejin brought him back from Paris. They will reach Korea tomorrow. Jungkook took out a cigarette. The moment it touched his lips, Songjae immediately pulled out a lighter and lit it. Jungkook took a long drag, smoke leaving his mouth slowly. Good. When he reached, inform me. Without waiting for a reply, Jungkook walked deeper into the warehouse. On the other hand, you finally woke up. You rolled over and saw the empty space beside you. Jungkook wasn't there. You checked the time, 1:15 p.m. Oh, I slept too much. You changed your clothes and walked to the living room. The maids poured as soon as they saw you. Madam, what would you like to eat? Where is Jungkook? He left for work early in the morning. Your eyes widened a little. He left without telling me. No call, no text. You frowned, your voice low. He left without informing me. Anger bubbled inside you. You crossed your arms. I'm not hungry. Then you turned and walked back to your room. The maid watched you go. Worried, she immediately called Jungkook. Sir, Wine Madam asked about you. I told her you left early in the morning and now I think she got mad. She didn't eat anything and went back to her room. Jungkook froze. Panic hit him instantly. Oh shit. He got the call immediately. After some time, your room door opened. Jungkook entered holding flowers, a teddy bear, and chocolates. He stood there quietly for a moment, watching you sitting on the bed with your back toward him. You turned your face away on purpose. I am really sorry, my princess. An urgent work came. That's why I left early. You looked at him with narrowed eyes. Oh, really? But you didn't tell me. You were sleeping. If you wanted to inform me, you could call me or text me. Jungkook nodded immediately. Yeah, it's my mistake. That's why I'm here. I left my work and ran to you. He gently handed you the flowers. You tried to stay mad, but your smile slipped out. You hugged him. The moment Jungkook saw that smile, he felt relieved. He knew you weren't truly angry, just acting a little. But if you ever got actually angry, he wouldn't tolerate even that. Your upset mood destroyed his peace. Jungkook held your hand and took you to the dining room because he already knew you didn't eat anything. In the evening, Jungkook took you for a shopping. He wanted you to feel happy. You didn't want to go at first because you already had everything. But Jungkook insisted until you finally agreed. You walked slowly through the stores, checking dresses, shoes, bags. Jungkook's eyes followed you non-stop. Whenever you picked an item and stood there thinking should I buy it or not, Jungkook watched carefully. Even when you liked something but walked away from it, Jungkook's voice turned cold. Pack it. He wanted you to have everything, whether you wanted it or not. Didn't matter to him. After shopping, you both returned home. The next day, when you woke up, Jungkook wasn't on the bed. You reached for your phone, saw his message, and smiled immediately. Your heart felt warm. You changed your clothes and went for breakfast. After eating, you spent time in the living room, but your eyes kept drifting to the door. You waited for Jungkook because you also loved him deeply. And when he wasn't around, your heart felt empty, unstable, always searching for him. In the evening, Jungkook finally returned. The moment he walked in and saw you standing there, his entire face lit up. He walked straight to you and hugged you tightly. Songjae entered behind him, carrying Jungkook's bag and other things. He went directly to Jungkook's private room and no one was allowed to enter, not even you. You never asked why, because you trusted him. You knew that room was part of his work life. After dinner, you went to the kitchen to make coffee for Jungkook with your own hands, something he loved. Meanwhile, Jungkook was in the living room when his phone rang. He picked it up casually and then froze. What? Are you crazy? He stood up so fast and rushed outside, confused. You stayed in the kitchen, stirring the coffee, unaware of the chaos outside. Outside, Songjae stood with guards, and in the middle, kneeling on the ground, was the man who had attacked Jungkook's man. Jungkook's anger exploded the moment he saw him. He turned to Haejin in pure fury. Why did you bring him here? Are you crazy? I told you never bring him here. Haejin lowered his head immediately. Sir, I am sorry. The captured man smirked. Jungkook's last bit of control snapped. Without thinking, Jungkook rushed toward him and punched him straight on his face. Then again and again and again. The man's nose began bleeding, his face changing shape like dough being beaten. Jungkook didn't stop. His anger was controlling him now until Jungkook, what happened? Jungkook's feet stopped mid-air. Every chord went stiff like statues. Songjae silently prayed for Jungkook's survival. Even the injured man looked confused, like he didn't expect a savior, especially not a small, innocent-looking girl. Jungkook slowly turned his head and fear flashed in his eyes. Jungkook, he looked like a kid caught stealing cookies. You walked closer, eyes wide. What are you doing here? Your eyes landed on the bleeding man. You gasped, covering your mouth. Oh my god, what happened to him? Jungkook swallowed hard. His soul almost left his body. Nothing. He fought with another man, so the guards brought him here. He quickly tried to hide his hand behind him, the hand completely covered in blood. Jungkook, why did you bring him here? Take him to the hospital. Jungkook nodded quickly. Yes, I also said take him to the hospital. Behind him, Songjae tried so hard not to laugh. The man everyone feared, the devil of Korea, was terrified of one girl. Jungkook turned around sharply and glared at Songjae. Songjae immediately jumped forward. Yes, boss, I will take him to the hospital right now. The guards carried the man to the van. Jungkook pulled out his handkerchief and quickly cleaned the blood off his hands. One guard rushed forward like lightning, took the dirty handkerchief and hid it inside his jacket as if it was some secret mission. Jungkook let out a shaky breath and turned to you again. Let's go inside. You nodded, still shocked, and both of you walked back in. Behind you, Songjae finally let out a small laugh. The mafia boss, who scared everyone, was scared of only one person. Days passed like this. Jungkook cleaned every trace, every sign, every little thing that could make you suspicious. He spent time with you, made you smile, took you out, stayed close to you, and he succeeded. You were happy, you didn't question anything. But Jungkook's hidden word kept breathing right behind him, waiting. One morning, Jungkook sat in his office, in his mafia office, going through files. His expression was serious, jaw tight. Songjae entered quietly and placed more files on his desk. Jungkook opened one file, but before he could flip the page, boss, what if Madam Wyan finds out about you? Jungkook's hand froze in mid-air. The pen slipped from his fingers a little. He inhaled deeply and leaned back in his chair, his eyes softening with fear only related to you. I don't know, but if she leaves me, I think that day will be the last day of my life. His voice was low, honest, and painful. Songjae didn't know what to say. Jungkook grew more tense. The fear of you finding out was eating him slowly from inside. He tried to hide it with a cold expression, but his eyes were always restless. Suddenly, the door of his office burst open. One man ran inside, panting. Boss, Hong Jin's men attacked us. Jungkook shot up from his seat instantly. All the softness in his eyes disappeared. The Mafia King returned. He stormed out of his office, shouting commands. Everyone, take your positions now. Songjae rushed behind him and handed him a gun. Boss, please stay inside. We will handle it. If something happened to you, Jungkook raised his hand sharply, stopping him. There is no one born to this world who can kill me without wasting a second. He marched out into the warehouse area. Gunshots echoed everywhere, bullets hitting walls, men screaming, smoke filling the air. But Jungkook, he walked forward without any fear. Like death itself was afraid to come near him. He shot his enemies one by one sharp, fast, deadly. Each step he took was confident, powerful, and dangerous. By the time the fight ended, enemies lay dead on the ground. Others ran away like cowards. Jungkook stood still, just rising and falling slowly. Then he looked down at his shirt, his white shirt, now stained with blood. He clicked his tongue in annoyance. He walked back inside to his office. He took off the stained shirt and threw it onto the couch. Songjae immediately ran to the cupboard, grabbed a fresh shirt, and handed it to him. Jungkook slipped it on calmly, like this whole bloodshed meant nothing. Send a message to Hongjin. Tell him If he tries to attack us again, his eyes turn icy. I will kill him with my own hands. And with that, Jungkook walked out again, the undefeatable Mafia King, hiding all his darkness behind the smile he showed you. The next few days passed calmly. Everything looked normal again. No attacks, no tension, no danger. One evening, Jungkook said, Ryan, get ready. We are going for dinner. You smiled happily and went to change. When you stepped out wearing your beautiful dress, Jungkook's breath caught in his throat. He froze for a moment, eyes wide. Ryan, you look so beautiful. You smiled shyly, loving your gaze. Then both of you headed toward the car. You reached the restaurant. The second floor was completely empty because Jungkook had already booked the whole floor. No one dared to come there without his permission. You smiled when you saw it. You already planned all this? He just smirked softly and pulled out your chair. You both sat down. You picked up the menu, deciding what to eat. Jungkook also looked at the menu, but then suddenly froze. His sixth sense warned him something was wrong. He slowly looked around. Two waiters stood near the door, but something about them didn't look like real waiters. Their posture was stiff. Their eyes were alert. Jungkook directly took out his phone under the table and typed a message, then sent it quickly. You noticed his tense expression. Is everything okay? You look tense. Jungkook forced a smile. Yeah, you just ordered something. But his eyes never left the two men. Then he noticed the bartender. He was making drinks, but his hands were stiff and untrained, like he had never worked behind a bar before. Jungkook rubbed his temple. He wasn't scared of the men in the waiter uniforms. He was scared because of you. If they attacked you, Jungkook would have to protect you, and that meant exposing his real identity. The fake bartender finished making drinks and walked towards your table. Jungkook's jaw tightened. But he stayed calm. He didn't want to scare you. The bartender placed the drinks on the table, but one glass fell and spilled all over your dress. You gasped and stood up immediately. Oh, my dress! Before you could react, the bartender grabbed you, pulled out a dagger, and pressed it to your neck. Your breath stopped, your hands froze, your eyes widened in shock. Jungkook felt panic exploded in his chest. Hey, please, leave her. What are you doing? The man smirked. Oh, so now the Mafia King is scared? Your eyes shot open. Mafia King? You stared at Jungkook in disbelief, but he didn't look at you. His voice turned cold. I said, leave her. The two fake waiters near the door moved forward and pulled out guns. Now Jungkook understood two choices: hide his identity and let you die. Impossible. If you died, Jungkook would die too. Kill them, save you, and reveal everything. Then he saw a thin line of blood on your neck from the dagger. Something snapped inside him. Without even a second of hesitation, Jungkook pulled out his gun. No blinking, no fear. He aimed straight at the bartender's head and fired. The man collapsed instantly, dropping the dagger. You stood frozen in pure shock. Before the other two attackers could react, Jungkook shot them too. Within 10 seconds, all three men lay dead on the floor, blood spreading everywhere. You stared at Jungkook in shock. At that moment, the door burst open. Jungkook's men rushed inside. Songjae ran to Jungkook, then looked around at the dead bodies. His eyes widened as he looked at you. He understood you know everything now. Jungkook's eyes dropped. He looked broken inside, like his first fear had come true. Your voice shaky. Who are you, truly? You killed them without any hesitation. He stepped towards you and gently grabbed your hand. Ryan, I will explain everything. Let's go home. But you quickly put your hand away from him and walked out of the restaurant. Jungkook closed his eyes for a moment, trying to breathe. Then he followed you with a heavy heart. The ride home was silent, not a single word left between you two. When the car stopped, you walked straight to the room without looking back. Jungkook followed you, his steps slow, heavy, like he already knew what was coming. You pushed the bedroom door open and stood inside, trying to catch your breath, your hands slightly shaking. Jungkook entered right after you, closing the door behind him. He walked towards you carefully, as if one wrong step would break everything. He held your shoulders gently, but before he could speak, you pushed his hands away and looked at him with teary, confused eyes. Jungkook, tell me, who are you, and why did those men try to attack us? A single tear slipped down Jungkook's cheek, like a scared child who couldn't hide anymore. His throat tightened as he whispered, I will tell you everything. And then he did. He told you how he became the Mafia King, how enemies destroyed his life, how his mother was killed, how his father took all the money and abandoned him. Every word felt heavy, dark, and painful. You took a deep breath, turned away, and sat on the couch, burying your face in your hands. Why didn't you tell me before? Why did you hide all this? Jungkook slowly knelt in front of you, his head lowered, voice shaking. That day we met, you told me you hate mafia people. You told me they killed your brother. I was scared, Mayan. If you found out, you would leave me. You looked at him, but your mind was blank. You didn't know what to feel, what to say. So, without answering, you stood up and walked to the bathroom. You needed air, you needed space, you needed the breath. You took a long shower, hoping the warm water would wash away the confusion in your heart. When you came out, Jungkook was gone. The room felt cold and empty. You swallowed hard, your chest tightening. Tears rolled down your cheeks as you sat on the floor next to the bed, hiding your face against the blanket. You cried silently, painfully, because you loved him and because the truth hurt even more. He was a mafia king, a killer, someone who had destroyed families the same way yours was destroyed. Your heart aches, you didn't know what to do. The whole night passed like you were crying. And Jungkook in his private room, drowning himself in alcohol. He sat in the dark on his chair, bottle after bottle, tears falling non-stop. His whole world was breaking and he couldn't stop it. Hours later, the morning sun finally came. Jungkook's phone lit up with a message. He blinked his tired eyes, picked it up, and when he saw it, his whole body froze. It was from you, Jungkook. I'm sorry. I'm leaving. I can't stay here anymore. The bottle in Jungkook's hand slipped. He grabbed another and threw it against the wall with full force. Glass shattered everywhere, but the pain inside him was louder. He ran to your room, but when he opened the door, the room was empty. You were gone, and Jungkook's biggest fear finally came true. You returned to your old apartment, the place where you lived before marrying Jungkook. The moment you stepped inside, everything felt empty, silent, cold. The silence felt heavier than your own heartbeat. You didn't know how to live without Jungkook. Your mind knew the truth, but your heart refused to accept it. Still, you couldn't stay with a man whose hands were stained with innocent blood. You told yourself again and again that leaving him was the right decision, but every minute felt like someone was pulling your heart apart. You stayed quiet all day. You knew Jungkook too well. You knew this separation would destroy him. But you didn't know what else to do. You couldn't face him. You couldn't look into the eyes that once held only love, but now carried fear, guilt, and anger mixed together. Meanwhile, Jungkook's world turned dark. He didn't speak to anyone. He didn't eat even a single bite. He locked himself in his private room, sitting alone with nothing but alcohol. Day after day passed, and no one dared to enter the room because when someone tried, Jungkook would yell at him like a madman. His patience despaired. His sanity faded. He would scream, throw things around, break whatever came in his hands. He didn't know how to live without you. He called again and again, but your phone was off. You didn't want to hear his voice because it would break you even more. Jungkook's condition got worse, dark circles under his eyes, hair messy, body weak from not eating. He looked like someone slowly dying from inside. One night, he sat in his dark room, his pain completely out of control. His hands shook as he opened his drawer and took out his pistol. He reloaded it with trembling fingers. Then he lifted it and placed it against his own head. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath, trying to gather the last bit of courage he had left. In his mind, there was only one thing. If she's not here, I don't want to leave. Just as he was about to pull the trigger, the door burst open. Songjae entered inside, and the moment he saw Jungkook with the gun, his face turned white with fear. Boss, no. He lunged forward, grabbing Jungkook's hand and trying to snatch the gun away. Jungkook resisted the gun, slipped, and suddenly, bang. The gunshot echoed through the entire mansion. Jungkook collapsed forward onto the table. Blood splattered across the wood. The bullet didn't hit his head. It tore through his collarbone near his neck. Songjae's heart almost stopped. He shouted for help, panicked, grabbing Jungkook before he fell the floor. Guards rushed inside immediately and lifted Jungkook's weak, bleeding body. They drove him to the hospital. At first, the doctors refused to treat the Mafia King, but Songjae yelled until they agreed. Within minutes, Jungkook was taken into the operation room. At the same time, you sat in your apartment's living room trying to drink some water, but your hands were shaking. Your chest felt tight for no reason. Something was wrong. Deep inside, your heart felt unstable, restless. Suddenly, your phone rang. You picked it up without checking the name. It was Songjae. The moment you hear his voice, panic shoots through your entire body. His words hit you like a truck. Your heart froze. Your breath stopped. Your words shattered within seconds. You didn't think. You didn't breathe. You ran out of your apartment, rushed to your car, and drove toward the hospital as fast as your shaking hands allowed. The moment you entered the hospital, your breath stopped. In every corner, Jungkook's guards were standing like statues, blocking every entrance for his protection. When they saw you, each one bowed respectfully, but you didn't stop for even 1 second. You ran straight down the hallway, heart pounding, until you reached the operation theater. Songjae was already there, pacing like he was losing his mind. You rushed to him and grabbed his arms. Songjae, what happened to Jungkook? Your voice broke, and Songjae swallowed hard, then told you everything, how Jungkook tried to shoot himself, how he lost control, how the bullet hit his collarbone. For a moment, you felt like your heartbeat just stopped. The man no one dared to touch, the one everyone feared tried to end his own life because of you. He didn't let enemies hurt him. He didn't let anyone get near him. But he hurt himself because losing you was more painful than death. Tears fell down your cheeks. You sat on the bench, hands trembling. Hours passed like years. You didn't move, didn't blink. You just prayed for him again and again, begging God to save him. Finally, after a long time, doctors came out. You rushed toward him, unable to breathe. Doctor, Jungkook, please tell me. The doctor nodded slowly. He is out of danger. He is unconscious. When he wakes up, you can meet him. Your knees almost gave up in relief. They shifted Jungkook to the ICU. The doctors already knew. If anything happened to him, the entire hospital would be destroyed by his men. After some time, you entered Jungkook's room. Your heart dropped. He looked nothing like the Jungkook you loved. His skin pale, lips dry, dark circles under his eyes. His feet were bandaged because of the glass pieces he stepped on after throwing the bottle. His neck was wrapped. His body looked weak, like he had been fighting death for days. Tears filled your eyes instantly. You walked slowly to him and sat beside his bed. You waited. Minutes passed, then hours. You didn't move, just kept your eyes on him, hoping he would open his, and then his finger twitched. You stood up quickly, breath caught in your throat. Slowly, Jungkook opened his eyes. He stared at the ceiling first, blank, confused, still in shock. He didn't even blink. You whispered softly, voice shaking. Jungkook. He turned his head slightly. When he saw you standing there real, right in front of him, his eyes widened. For a second, he looked like he didn't believe you were real. Tears escaped his eyes without control. You moved closer and gently wiped them. I'm sorry, Jungkook. I'm so sorry. I left you. I didn't think about you. I didn't understand your pain. I'm really, really sorry. Jungkook's trembling hand reached out and grabbed you tightly. He tried to speak, his voice weak and broken. Don't say that. Just stay with me. You shook your head immediately, tears falling again. From now on, I'm always here with you. I won't leave, I promise. You tried to smile for him, and when Jungkook saw even that tiny smile, he finally relaxed. like his soul came back into his body. Doctors entered and checking him. He is stable now. They said, but don't let him talk too much. His neck is still healing. The doctor left, and from that moment, you stayed with Jungkook day and night. You took care of him, feed him, helped him walk, stayed beside him until he fell asleep. Days passed, and slowly Jungkook recovered. Then the day finally came. Jungkook was discharged from the hospital. He looked healthier, stronger, and he held your hand the whole ride back home. When you both entered the mansion, Jungkook didn't leave your side even for a second, and you didn't either. You accepted him not just as the man you love, but as the Mafia King he had to become. Because now you understand he had reasons, pain, and a past that forced him into that world. And Jungkook promised you that day with full honesty that he would never hurt innocent people again. Instead, he would protect them, help them, and change the way he lived. From that day forward, you and Jungkook stayed together with healing, understanding, and deep, unbreakable love forever.